I've been a Roblox dev for 5 years now, and that's crazy to me, now that I'm really thinking about it. I actually started 2 years before my first ever video on this channel, but it was on and off. As a young boy, dedication and hard work wasn't something that I really understood, but I did know that I wanted to create games when I was older, and boy did I have aspirations. Hello, my name is Nara, and I'm gonna be starting a new YouTube channel based on Roblox Studio. I'm sorry, why am I talking like that? I'll mainly be scripting, that's really about it, to be honest. Yeah, just scripting. I'm new to scripting actually, not new, I've been doing it for a month or two, like devotedly doing it for a month or two, and I've started getting used to it, but like I've been like in and out of it. So this channel is my declaration of, like, you know what I'm saying, me starting this. So yeah, I'm gonna start tracking my progress and I'm gonna upload it. Whether you guys like it or not, I don't really care, to be honest. You're free to like and subscribe. I don't again, I'm just here to track my progress and you guys can come along with me, to be honest. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm sorry you had to watch that, but I'm not sorry for uploading that video in the first place. See, that video was very important to me, and it still is, as cringe as it is, of course, but it's important to me because I kept my promise to my younger self, and I'll never take that video down because of it, even though I sound so childish. I remember being in secondary school and writing down notes in my little notebook on how I would progress my scripts and what I've learned from learning how to do functions and loops, for loops, for example. I'm just really happy that I stuck to my word and got to where I am right now. Before we move on to the main focus of this video, I quickly want to say that if I could do this, you can do this too. There are a lot of people who come to my DMs on Discord asking me how I got to where I am right now, or how could I become a prodigy like you? Someone actually asked me that. But anyways, the truth is, I believed in myself. That's why I posted to YouTube in the first place. That's why I started tracking my progress, because I knew that if I stayed consistent, eventually I'd become a developer for a good game. Alright, that's enough yapping. It's already been 3 minutes into the video and you haven't even seen anything that I've done yet. So, without further ado, I guess, this is my progression as a Roblox developer, part 3. This is Lanza Vacio, a sacred weapon in the game I've spent a lot of time working on. But before I get into that, I want to first show off this weapon, because it's the highlight of my current peak in VFX and weapon making, I guess. Just take a look. Weapons of the sacred tier, just like Lanza Vacio, will have their own unique sigil that is placed somewhere on the character's body. And in this case, the sigil will be found on the character's back. This sigil is permanent and cannot be removed by normal means, and it will always show even if you don't have the weapon equipped. So it could make for some pretty cool character designs and customizations in the future, but that's besides the point. That was the unique equip action for Lanza Vacio, and it falls under the offensive category as it deals decent damage, it guard breaks, and it will apply a status debuff called Shadowed Light. The keyword here is will, because I haven't actually designed the debuff system for the game yet, but it'll come soon, and quickly, because of how strong I've developed the backend for this game. But I'll expand on Ekidonna on a later part of this video. Skip to this timestamp here on screen if you would like to view it now. Having Lanza Vacio equipped will cause the sigil to glow, and unequipping the weapon will remove this effect. The lore behind this weapon and how to actually obtain it will explain why there's a void that opens when the Lanza is summoned and unequipped. And in case you were wondering, yes, there are unique unequipped actions for some weapons. Lanza Vacio just doesn't have one. The burst of fire is purely cosmetic, though you do get put in action stun for it, and in a later update, unequipping the Lanza Vacio will shave off a percentage of your current HP. Again, the lore makes this make sense. Please don't hate me for it. Anyways, moving on. The M1s are pretty straightforward. It's a heavy weapon, so it swings pretty slowly, but as a result, it deals really high damage. With my combat system that rewards maintaining speed and playing perfectly, you could swing this weapon at 1.6 times its original speed. This applies to all weapons, not just Lanza Vacio. This is the aerial attack for Lanza Vacio, and its use is kinda techie. After some wind up, the player drives the lance into the ground, and the damage it deals will scale linearly with how long you've been falling for, the lowest damage being 5 and the maximum being 20. You'll know you're at maximum damage when the base of the lance begins to flare up. This is also coupled with the impact frames that appear when you land. I should also mention that, on maximum scaling, the aerial attack will also guard break, otherwise dealing 50% posture damage to enemies hit. Hitting an enemy with the aerial attack will also apply the Shadow Blight debuff and send them flying upwards. The strength and length of the ragdoll will also scale with how long you've been falling for, though to get to the peak heights, you would most likely have to use a skill that sends you upwards, or plot on someone's downfall. Regardless, I'm excited to see what some of my testers come up with. And if you're interested in becoming a tester, feel free to join my Discord server. It's always linked in the description of all of my videos, and all you really have to do is be kind, be active, and join some of the events that I host once every blue moon. But just join the server. There's a lot more info on that there. But for now, let's move on. As you've already seen earlier in the video, that is a critical attack for Lanza Vacio. The initial lunge does 1% true damage, it guard breaks, and it can shatter both super armor and hyper armor respectively. What follows afterwards is a series of multi-hit attacks that damage both the person hit initially and the people in close proximity of the critical attack. Finally, the final 5 hits of the critical each apply the Shadow Blight debuff to all enemies hit. It's simple, but I love it. But don't let its simplicity fool you. Let me show you a quick little combo, a quick little true combo you can do with this attack. Just take a look at this. Now take a look at this next combo. It's not true, but it might catch someone off guard. A fully charged blast from the Winter's Redena is completely undefendable, which makes this combo really powerful. I'll expand on this later, but that pretty much sums up Lanza Vacio. Noble, I'm going to find you after this video is finished. So what game am I actually making? What is Ekidonna? I know I've been hinting at it for a while now, but don't worry, I'll explain all of that right now. So, Ekidonna is the name of my fictional universe that I've been mentally world building on as early as 2023, but it only really picked up major speed in early 2025. Around this time, I had just finished college, so I had a lot more time on my hands to work on Roblox Studio and this verse that I've been creating. This isn't sponsored, but roughly 2 weeks ago, as of this recording, One of my close friends put me onto a software called Obsidian, and that served as the perfect way for me to write down all the world building I've done for this verse that I've been keeping mentally. And when I say all, I really mean all, because there's a lot in this verse that I've created. Unique power systems, tragic events, massive organizations, hidden deities, and so much more that I haven't even gotten to write down yet. Maybe for a future video, I'll break down some of the lore for y'all. I know a few of you guys that are huge lore heads, but anyways, how does this link to the game that I'm making? Well, Ekidonna, the game, takes place in one of the 6 realms of Ekidonna, the verse, called Ekidonna. Something that I've always wanted to see in a Roblox game is a great story that the player learns as they play the game, without needing to go out of their way to read any lore books. A game where you could build your own connections with named characters that have had an effect on the story. Whether you hate a certain king for the choices he made, or you support him because you understand why he made those choices. I want a game on Roblox where the majority of the player base can form their own opinions on characters that have an impact on the story. In essence, that's what Ekidonna is. My vision for the game is quite large, and that's why the game will be focused on only a section of the full story of Ekidonna. If I were to try and create a game based off the entire lore, I'd be developing that game for years and years. Eventually, I do want that to happen, but I also want my first proper game on Roblox to be something of value. Creating a game out of only a section of the lore was the best way I could have come up with to make that dream come true. Don't get me wrong, it'll still take a long time to develop this game, but with this plan in mind, it'll be completed so much quicker. This is where I'll stop talking about Ekidonna for now. I don't want to go too into it in this video alone, because the game is still in its very early stages, and there is a lot of work to do. But if you would like me to post another video talking about my plans for Ekidonna, and maybe even its lore, then you can do one of two things. You could either 1, let me know in the comments, or 2, join my Discord server and ping me in the general chat asking me for, I don't know, a follow-up video on Ekidonna. I'm not gonna set a quota or anything, but if I see enough requests, then I'll definitely make that video happen. I'll post a couple more videos shortly after this one, but for now, this is where we part. I'll see y'all in my next video. Until then.